Hi guys, I'm Wolf and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to teach you how to create animated textures for blocks and items in Minecraft. By the end of this video you'll already know how to do that, and you'll see it is very simple to do. But anyway, if you enjoy those videos and episodes of the lab, make sure to leave a like and or subscribe. Let's begin. You can see that I have this program right here. It's called Krita. It is for editing images. You can find a download link in the description, and I'm going to use it. You can of course also use MS Paint, but this is just slightly less advanced, and I like this because it allows me to do more things with more tools. This is the program that I use for all of my drawing videos. So let's open up a new file. We are going to set it to 16 pixels by 16 pixels because this is the size of a texture of a block or item in Minecraft. Let's create this, and you can see we've got it right here. Now I can draw, and it draws here. Now let's say, for example, the texture that I want to create is a texture of a redstone block. So I'm just gonna do something like this. Let's say that's gonna be enough, not very advanced, nothing very complicated. Now I'm gonna save it. So let's save it as a, well, let's go to the desktop and save it here as a redstone block. Very important to save it as a PNG file. Okay. Now here you can see we've got, there it is, just loaded in, the redstone block. By the way, the name is important. You have to put the exact name of the texture that you want to change. The name of the redstone block is redstone_block. Other names you can find online. I'm not going to give you the whole list because there are too many of them. Now we've got here this folder. This folder is appdata roaming.minecraft resource packs. You can find it just like that if you search here %appdata%, just like that. And I created here a new folder called example. This is the name of my resource pack. If I enter this, you can see we've got assets and pack.mcmeta. We're going to look at pack.mcmeta later. In assets, you've got Minecraft, and then textures, and then blocks and items. Since the redstone block is a block, we're going to go into blocks and drag that into here. Now let's go and take a look at the pack.mcmeta. This is the file that tells Minecraft what to do with this folder, because you have to make sure Minecraft knows that this is a resource pack. It's not enough just to put it inside of the folder. So you can just copy what this says, pack format 3, very important. Then description, you can put whatever you want or just not include it at all and just delete it. I'm gonna leave it as it is right now. So now if we go back into Minecraft and I open up my resource packs folder, you'll see that we've got example, LC's example resource pack. I can load that in, and there we go. By the way, if you notice the cut there, it is only because it takes it a very long time to reload the textures, and I don't want you to wait that long time. So if I open up the redstone one, you can see right here that we've got a block of redstone. This is the texture that we've made. Very nice and easy. So this is how you create textures in Minecraft. If you want to put the same thing but for an item, all you need to do is to take this texture, let's just copy that and put it in items. We can put that here. Since we don't have any item with the name redstone block, we can change that to be, for example, a stick. Of course, a stick does not look like a red square, but let's just take one right here, and you'll see that now when I reload it using F3 and T, it should change the texture. There you go. We have got here this red thing. It still has the name stick. It is still a stick. It just looks like a red square. I'm going to remove it from here just because I don't want to do that. We're not going to mess with items anymore. Let's go back to the blocks. And now I'm going to show you how to animate this. So to animate, what you need is multiple frames. A frame is basically a 16 by 16 chunk of the image. So now we've got a 16 by 16, so that is only one frame. If you want to create more, we'll need to do that. So let's open up Paint. I'm going to change the properties to be a 16 by a 16. So again, that is one frame. Now if you want more frames, you'll need to have multiples of 16 going from the top to the bottom. So now let's change the properties again. So 32 will be 2 frames, then 48 will be 3, then 64 will be 4 frames. Let's say we only want 48 frames. Oh, I mean 3 frames, so that is 48 pixels. You can calculate that. This is basically 16 times 3. Okay, now we've got that here. Now what we need to do is, let's go back here. I'm gonna open that up. Let's copy this, copy that image. Can go back in here and put it right there. Now if I put that again here, you can see we've got another one. And let's now just change them slightly. So let's take this color, can edit it to be a little more dark. Okay, just like that. I put that here, and then take the same thing and make it, oh no, that's the wrong color. Let's take that, make it a little brighter, just like that, and put it here. So now we've got a bright one, a dark one, and a regular one, just like that. We can save this. Let's save it again as a PNG image on my desktop. Actually, no, it already puts it here, so that's even better. So you can save it as the name redstone_block in the correct place. Let's save it like that. Yes, it already exists. I want to replace it, but now it still won't recognize it. And let me just show you. If we reload it now, you'll see that it has an unknown texture. There we go. You can see this texture right here is purple and black. That means it cannot understand what the texture is. And if we take a look here, you'll see this is because it is not a 16 by 16. It is not a square. And since the block is a square, as you can see right here, the game does not know what to do with the texture. So what we need to do is to add instructions. And the instructions come in the form of another file, and that file is going to be called redstone_block.png.mc meta. Of course, the redstone block, this part right here, changes from texture to texture. So if, for example, this was a texture of a stone, you'll have to change it for stone.png.mc meta. Now, inside of this, let me just edit this with Notepad++. You can see that we can put here the instructions. So let's do it like so. We are going to have here, just like that. You can just copy what I'm doing. Animation, make sure that you put the quotation marks in place correctly. And then we've got animation just like that. And instead of animations, we're going to have frames like this. And now we can already tell it to put the frames just like that, only 0. Now 0 is the index, so 0 means the first frame. So that would be, let me just take a look at the image. This will be the first frame right here, the brightest version. So let's just reload the texture, and there we go. Now it is the bright version. You can of course change that to be index 1, index 2, or whatever. If you set the index to too high or too low, to a point where you don't have the texture, if for example I would to set it for, let's say, frames 4, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't have an image, therefore it will show the unknown texture again. But now what if we want the textures to cycle round? For that, we need to add more numbers here. So it will be, for example, 0, then we'll have 2, then 1, and then 2 again. So that would go from bright to regular, dark, regular, and then bright again. It goes in a circle just like that. And there we go. Now we got it blinking, but that looks awful. This is blinking way too fast. Let's slow it down a little bit. For that, we need to add another option. So if I open this up like that, no, wait. I need to do this. Okay, I opened it up using Notepad by mistake. So now what we want to do is to add another thing, and that thing is called frame. Oh, let's just take it here. This is why I don't like using regular Notepad. Frame time, just like that. And let's say the frame time, the default is 1, so let's set it to 5, which will be 5 times slower. Now make sure that you don't forget to put a comma there. If you forget, it will just turn it back into the unknown texture. Let's go back into Minecraft and reload. And there we go. Now it is changing, but it's changing way slower. But now what if we want to make it change kind of smooth, have a smooth transition and not so drastic as it is right now? Not just bright, then regular, then dark. We're going to have bright into regular into dark. So that is another option that we need to add, and that is called interpolate. I probably said that wrong. Let's set that here, interpolate. Now make sure that you have a frame time that is longer than 1, because if it is set to 1, it just won't work with the interpolate. So let's set that to true. If you set that to false, it just won't work. False is the default. We can reload that again, and there we go. I just cleared the rain, and you can see that now it is changing in a much nicer way, and that looks really nice. But now what if I want to change the time the frames appear? What if I want the regular texture, the in-between one, to appear longer than the darker and the brighter one? That means that what I need to do is to change this list. So we've got here list, you can see 0, 2, 1, 2. Let's change the things in the list into bigger objects. We do that like this. Let's just, oh, nope. Okay, so this is one object right here. You can see it right there. And what we need to do is write in here index. This is the number. So let's say, for example, 0. And then time, again in quotation marks, so I forgot. Quotation marks, time. And then let's just put it into 2. Okay, now we can copy this. Don't forget the commas, just like that. Let's just go one down, and then another one, and then another one. We can set that to be 2, that to be 1, and that to be 2. And now every one that has an index of 2, let's set to 10, so it will be longer. Now we can also remove frame time because it doesn't affect anything anymore. and we can reload the texture. And as you can see right here, we've got a smooth transition, and the regular texture stays for much longer. And that is how you create animated textures in Minecraft. If you want to do that with items, you can do that as well. It doesn't work with entities because that is slightly more difficult, but you can do that with both items and blocks. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and or subscribe. But that is it for today, and I'll see you later. Bye!